Hi, welcome to the Pursuit of Truth. It is the 19th of April 2018. I was just watching YouTube's Subtly Infinity video. I think it was posted yesterday. Can't rightly remember the title of the video now, but it was talking about the history of the definition of black and white people, which is quite interesting. Thing is, sometimes when you first hear an argument, you rail against it and you don't understand until you sort of take a step back and think things through. Like he was talking about that there's no such thing as black and white, and you're thinking, what do you mean? I mean, if I know I'm white because I look white, but white is just a colour and it's a definition. It's not. I'm not really white, and in the sense that I'm a human being and we're all the same. It's just we've been put in this little box where we define ourselves by colour, which by definition is racist, isn't it? Because no matter which, obviously some people say no, it's not racist to say you're white. Well it is, because you're actually defining yourself by one particular colour. So he's true in the way that he says there's no such thing really as black and white and all that kind of thing. We shouldn't be embracing that. We should be looking past that and seeing ourselves as a collective, which we are. That is the truth. If you cut us, do we not bleed? Is that Shakespeare? The same colour, the blood is red. No matter who you are, we all have heart, we all have brain, we all function the same way. We just came from different places. Well, maybe originally we all came from the same place and we just spread out, depending on which version you believe. But another thing he was talking about was what we do with the information that we have. He was sort of suggesting that people who have, who claim to be truthers or flat earthers or conscious people who are aware of things, and he was saying, like, obviously we have more power than anyone else. There is more of the individual. Well, actually that doesn't make sense. There's more of, if you think of the people in power, that's a very small minority compared to all the people they govern over, which, when there's revolutions and things like that, that's why they manage to storm the Bastille or the castle or whoever and take over, a coup d'etat or whatever you want to call them. That's why they're possible, because the people in power are small compared to the people they govern over. It's strange we never think about that. And he was talking about like social programming and that's true in a way. I'm sure there's a lot of us that we don't like the way that things are, and even if it's only a small percentage, that small percentage would still outnumber all the people in power. Assuming even if you add the police and the army, who are the ones to protect the people in power, I'm sure, especially in this country with the dwindling numbers, there must be more individuals than there are those to protect those in power. So if we didn't like something, we could take over, but the problem is the people who would take over are probably just as bad as the ones that are there, because power corrupts. That's the unfortunate thing about it. But it was making me think, it's what do we do when we have all this, what we call truth, when we have all this knowledge, when we see past the bullshit, when we see past the lies. But the only thing we can, the things like, I'm an individual, what power do I have on my own? What am I going to do? Storm up to Parliament and, I'll get arrested. I'll be called crazy, isn't it? And then I'd be monitored. And there'd be, wouldn't even be able to do this. So then maybe you join groups, but then these groups, they get, sidelined, isn't it? They then also become monitored. Or cause troublemakers, or etc. The thing is, the people in power of controlling the minds of most people through television, through the way we see people who stand up against government, people who stand up against things, we don't see them as heroes. We see them as troublemakers, who are trying to rock the boat, that everything should be as it is. We should just accept our misery with a smile. But I suppose the only thing like an individual can do is do do things on YouTube, podcasts and etc. to get the message, because then you may enlighten a powerful person, or you may enlighten someone who will become a powerful person and be able to do the things that you are unable to, or you may, by enlightening one, you might enlighten more, and then another person may be able to transcend your words or your ideas, your thoughts. Further, we all know that the power of the individual when it comes to, say, like Jesus Christ, Nelson Mandela, even to a lesser degree, people like Winston Churchill or Hitler or whoever, they're individuals, they're powerful, it can be good or it can be evil or bad, whatever word you want to use. So yeah, we do have power, and sometimes we have that one voice may not have power on his own, but may be able to make other people powerful. I mean, me, my character, I'm not like I hate confrontation and things like that. So all I can really do is bring this to people's minds, that these are my thoughts, these are what I've seen, and do you see the same thing? And then hope that there will come a time when there's enough people that will see all the same thing, and the action will just take place naturally. And that way, maybe then we'll get to this change that we all want, that we'll live a better life, a life in truth, rather than a life that we currently live in deceit. Take care, take it easy. God bless and peace.